Oh man, that ending. That ending.
911, what is your emergency?
So Antebellum is a new psychological thriller that stars Janelle Monáe, who plays a character that... Now, it's going to be really hard to talk about the plot of this film without giving anything away, so this is all I'm going to say when it comes to the plot of this film. Janelle Monáe plays as a character that's been put on this plantation, and she's a slave, and she's trying to figure out how to get out of the said plantation. That's all I can say about this movie without saying anything. Alrighty guys, so let's get into Antebellum. So when it comes to the things that I liked about Antebellum, there's a couple of things that I can say that I like. With the performances, I will say that for the most part, the performances were really, really good. Easily Janelle Monáe being the best and the brightest spot of this entire film. I loved her screen presence, I loved her energy, and there are some scenes, especially in that first half an hour, into which she doesn't really have dialogue, and she has to communicate using only her eyes and just her face in general. And there are scenes in which the pain that she is experiencing, like, it feels real. Seeing the pain that she goes through in that, I thought she communicated the performance just absolutely brilliantly. There is a actress in this movie, I can't remember her name, I'll put her name right here, but she is a friend that Janelle Monáe's character has on the plantation. I thought she was also great in this movie too. I thought that Jenna Malone did a great job of playing this piece of shit white supremacist to I want to kill. Also, something else that I could say that I actually really dug about this movie was the cinematography. Oh my god, this movie is a beautifully shot film, especially in that first sequence. It's all done in one take. That was one amazing shot to pull off. The musical score, especially in the opening sequence, gave me chills. The musical score alone is very, very good. There is an idea in this movie, and on paper, it is a really cool, in fact, it is a brilliant idea. However, though, that is where it all ends for me, because, oh my god, yeah. Gotta tell you guys, wasn't a fan of this one. This movie was marketed as a psychological horror film, but I gotta tell you guys, there was this single part of this movie that was either a horror movie or a psychological movie. Now, do not get me wrong, the first half hour of this movie concentrates on slavery, and slavery is horrific. Those parts, more than anything for me, they were really hard to watch, and not only did they left me livid, I was furious, but my blood was boiling. There was really not a single part. I mean, I guess I can say that there's a part in the second act of this movie where this little girl comes in, and I can tell that she's trying to be creepy, but I knew exactly what this movie was going for, and this movie wasn't doing it for me at all in terms of scares. I mean, I think there was a jump scare in this movie, but it didn't jump scare me at all. This movie is really more of a thriller than anything else. Now, going right into the performances, there is one in particular. Oh my god. Gabri Sabid, I believe that's how I pronounce her last name. If not, I really do apologize. She was also in Precious, to which I thought she was amazing in that film. And I'm pretty sure she did garner an Oscar nomination, to which, well more than deserved, because she was amazing in that film. But good fucking god. Her in this movie, she's supposed to be the comedic relief. There was not a single joke that I laughed at. There was not a single line that I laughed at. More than anything, she drove me insane. Also, in terms of character development, there's barely anything going on. Now, the most that you get from a character is Janelle Monáe's character, but otherwise, there's nothing else going on. How this movie is edited was kind of jarring, if you ask me. Now, after the first half an hour, there was a cut in this movie, and when this cut happened, this was me. Huh? And as this movie went along, there are these breadcrumbs that come off, and do not get me wrong, and this leads me to my next point. The moment I saw one of these breadcrumbs, I knew exactly where this movie was going, and I even said to myself, okay, if this is going where I think it's going, this is stupid. And sure enough, it did. I knew from the moment I saw this one particular object, I knew exactly what the plot twist was. If this movie was edited, and if this movie had been fleshed out in more ways than one, this could have been really good. The idea this movie has on paper is really cool. And in fact, what this thing reminds me of, like, think of, I would say, more like Twilight Zone, Black Mirror, or something that M. Night Shyamalan would have done, like, you know, back in his prime days, like The Sixth Sense, Unbreakable, stuff like that. But when it comes to the actual reveal near the end, when I saw this happen, I legit just went, huh? It makes no fucking sense at all. There are a couple of things in this movie that are supposed to come off as horrific more than anything else, but for me personally, it came off more as just shock value. Did it shock me? Yes, but not in a good way. There are some things this movie is trying to say. It's actually trying to say quite a few things, but the things this movie is trying to say, I felt it was a bit too on the nose. Something else I'm going to bring up, and I did mention this earlier, this movie was predictable. I could tell you guys, from the moment that something is shown or something that happens, I knew what the twist of this movie was right away. And also, because this movie was so predictable, there were a couple of parts where, I'm not gonna lie, I was bored. And then, oh my god, guys, the last half an hour, there were things that kept on being shown, and they kept on being revealed. And the more that it kept going on, the more flabbergasted I got, and not in a good way. But what put the final nail in the coffin was the final 5 minutes, because there is a particular shot in this movie, and it asks you to take a big leap of faith, and I mean a big leap of faith. But when I saw this particular thing, I literally went, what? The idea for this movie, for the twist, is just, it's thrown out there. But they don't really care to elaborate it at all. And the more that I thought about it, and the more that I started picking it apart, logically, this makes no goddamn sense at all. The more that this movie started happening in the last half an hour, but that last 5 minutes, it just went right when the movie ended, when I cut to black showing the Antebellum title card, I texted my good buddy Zach Pope saying, are you serious? So overall, Antebellum, this movie has a really cool idea on paper. If executed just right, this could have been really freaking good, if not excellent. But unfortunately, however, that execution of the said idea couldn't happen more terrible. Now, do not get me wrong, are there some redeemable aspects of this movie? Yes. But unfortunately, the cons in this case more than outweigh the positives. The more that I think about it, the more that I dislike it, especially with one particular shot that just throws all logic out of the window. So guys, all in all, I'm going to give Antebellum a 1 out of 5 stars. Honestly, guys, but the moment this movie ended, not only was I livid, but I was just literally like this. What? Alrighty guys, so comment down and let me know below. Have you guys seen Antebellum? What did you guys think? Did you guys like it, or did you even hate it more than I did? Let me know below. If you guys want to follow me on social media, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. I'm also on Snapchat and Stardust. So if you guys want to follow me on all those social media platforms, all the links and the usernames are in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Antebellum. If so, please hit that like button, also subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell whenever my latest video goes live. If you guys want to see any of my previous 2 reviews or videos, please click on the right there or there. And of course, until my next video or review, I will see you guys next time.